Crazy details are revealed. A little birdie told somebody that I know that the Giannis trade talks are back on between the Knicks and the Bucks. There's no guarantee that's going to get done before the February 5th trade deadline. But I'm going to told you what this person told me, and I'm going to get into the Knicks loss last night. Of course, they lose to the Sacramento Kings, an embarrassing effort. But what else is new? 112-101 last night in Sacramento. Old friend Precious Achua with 20 and 14. Knicks engine of hustle and integrity, and the missing piece to our identity could not stop us from walking back on defense looking lifeless. And like I told you, if you have one person that is responsible for the hustle department and energy department, you are a lifeless team. That is not a championship level team. And that excuse was one of the sorriest of them all. But it's only January. You got some more bad excuses to go. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Poppa Left. I am the host of Your Knicks. Make sure you like this video. Leave a comment in the comment section and subscribe so we can get this content out to Knicks fans like you. Subscribe to the channel, please. We're already over 650. I had a goal of 500 by the halfway mark, and we've superseded that goal by over 150 subscribers. You guys are doing a great job. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody out there is safe, healthy. And I know that, life is getting a little real. And I hope everybody is, again, in good health. Had a little emergency last night in the second quarter, a little family emergency. Wasn't able to watch the game in its entirety, but I saw what I needed to see. The New York Knicks were a lifeless team. They came out slow. Jalen Brunson got injured last night. He left the game in the first quarter with a sprained ankle. I'm assuming he aggravated his sprained ankle. We'll see if he misses an extended period of time or if it's just one night. He was able to walk off on his own power. So that is good news. He might be out for a couple games. He might be out for a week. We'll see if he's able to give it a go tonight. Of course, the Knicks are on a back-to-back tonight. They'll be playing in Golden State as Mike Brown's revenge tour starts off on a sour note. He returns back to Sacramento. They gave him a little tribute, a little hand from the fans, and they repaid him with an L. It was a bad loss. Karl Anthony Towns now running back on defense. Mike Brown spoke about that in the post game. Mikal Bridges, like I said, fading away from contact. Any opportunity that he can, he avoids contact. And again, I woke up this morning on Knicks Twitter. It was a collective crash out. And there's always these moments within a Knicks season where, there are people that stick their neck out there and tell you what's wrong with this team. And people call you all types of names. They call you losers. They call you fake fans. They call you this. They call you that. And then the exact same effort or exact same point is being replicated at some point in the next season. And then it becomes an appropriate time to have a collective crash out on the Knicks. And then I think about all these excuses that are given and why I'm, a bad person for bringing this up. And it's like, what happened to it's only January, right? What happened to we're working the kinks out? We're just it's a random regular season game. We were 0-10 against contender team. Like, you got to keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Don't tell me it was a bad loss. Tell me it was only January. And when they win a game against the Blazers, don't tell me it's a great win. Tell me it's only January. Just keep the same energy, man. You hold your head up out there, Knicks Twitter. You had a fantastic season. You hold your head up. Shout out to Lynn Jones, man. Legend. But, man, I can get into this game, but it's the same situation that this Knicks team has been presenting us on TV the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and quite frankly, since the Utah game at home. This Knicks team has not blown a team out or, taken any dominant control of a basketball game in months. Like, they're walking in mud, bro. And Karl Anthony Towns, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Mitch, like nobody last night. Kolek was terrible. Clarkson, cool. But, Yabusele stinks. And it's just, this is who this team is right now. And with no Jalen Brunson, forget about it. But I want to get to this news. I got about a couple minutes. Going on a field trip today. Going to see the NJIT women's basketball team play UMass Lowell today in Newark, New Jersey. I'm a little excited about that. So I got to get on the bus and talk to the kids about what a hedge is. We're going to teach a group of sixth graders what a hedge is so they can be ahead of Knicks Twitter. But yeah, a little birdie told me, and he didn't want to put his name to it because he doesn't want to interrupt the trade talks. But since this channel is only 650 people, and this is not about to go viral, and this is just from me to you, there's no paywall, there's no nothing. Okay, there's no fancy Shams Charania on the split screen. There's no fancy beat reporter here. It's just me and you guys. And again, I can't verify this report in terms of will it happen. I can't verify that this person has told me that Brunson was getting extended. I can't verify that this person, told me other things in the past I've reported that did come out to be true. So you could take it whatever value you want. But there's also common sense involved here. I'm hearing that. I hate that I'm hearing. This person told me, who's close to somebody within the Knicks organization, that the Knicks and the Bucks are back talking about a Giannis trade. And from what I read, the trade involves Mikal Bridges, and the trade involves Karl Anthony Towns, and the trade involves Deuce McBride, and the Knicks would be getting back Giannis's brother, Thanasis, and Bobby Portis. And of course, they're going to make the pieces work so the money matches. But I just want to get through this real quick. Giannis and the Bucks, their situation is really bad. Like, people can only frame this in a way that, they can positively by just belief. But this is a team that's 6 games under 500. They're 17-23. They're a game and a half behind the play-in 10th seed in Chicago. They have no draft picks until 2031. They do not own their own first-round draft pick for another 5 years. This is a team that cannot improve the team without gutting it, and there will never be a championship contention team around Giannis. There's nothing they can do. The only pathway that they can build assets to get a championship contending pieces around Giannis is by gutting the team this year, going through a rebuild next year, and then in 2028 they can pop up. But again, that would be wasting 2 years of Giannis's prime. So this is all intents and purposes Giannis's last year as a Buck. The question is does Giannis want to sit in Milwaukee for the rest of this year and figure it out in the offseason, or does he want to go to the Knicks now? Obviously, the market's going to open up a little bit more, and it would make it easier in Milwaukee to move on from Giannis in the offseason versus moving on from him in the middle of the season. Because, yeah, in theory, everybody wants Giannis, but in practice, maybe 3 or 4 teams want him or can get him. Because when you're trading for Giannis, you're gutting your team of talent and cap, and you're committing to winning a championship. Not every team is ready to do that. And in the offseason, it'll open up. Maybe a team with a lot of draft capital sees that their plan isn't going exactly how they wanted it to go, and they want to press a win now move. Sure. A couple teams could prop up there and have a way better offer than the Knicks. But in terms of Giannis wanting to come to New York and making that clear, he may not do it publicly, but if he does it behind closed doors, there's a framework right now. And Mikal Bridges is extension eligible in January 31st to be traded. Because not extension eligible, trade eligible. I'm sorry. January 31st to be traded. Mikal Bridges can be traded on January 31st. And the trade deadline is February 5th. And the text that I read says that it's Bridges, Towns, and Deuce for Giannis, his brother, Bobby, and they're going to make the money work. Now, you're going to see reports around the internet talking about the Knicks are looking for, it was a funny report yesterday. The Knicks are looking for a ball handler who can defend. It's funny because the Knicks really don't have a lot of those, but they're looking for a basketball player. And I don't think when you look at these reports that you should say, oh, they're not getting Giannis. Well, they're going to have to trade players who handle the ball and defend in order to get Giannis. So they may be looking to, find a player after this deal is done, maybe included in the deal, in order to fill in the roster of that need, get guys that can defend. Because I tell you right now, this team, they can go in and they could change the way that they're playing for the rest of the year, and they can show you something. But the idea that you're supposed to say this is only January and these personnel issues won't exist, and we have 1,000,001 excuses. It's only January, NBA Cup hangover, dog days of the season. Josh Hart's out, Brunson's out, Cat is out, Mitch is playing on back to back. This team's a veteran team, and you don't want to try. You don't turn that on and become a different team. I'm sorry. Like, that is not going to happen for this team. Like, they are who they are. They're soft. Like, their main secondary players are soft. They're non-aggressive. The only aggressive player is not an offensive, talent. And this is who they are. Now, can they go in the playoffs and make a run? Sure. But this is not who you push all your chips in and say, this is the team. So the Knicks are going to make a move before the deadline. I hope people realize that. The Knicks are definitely going to make a move, whether it's marginal, whether it's a big-time move. But from what I'm hearing, they are back talking with Milwaukee. They're talking with Milwaukee. They're opening up their minds in terms of who they'd be willing to give up. And I don't even blame them. Can you really blame the Knicks for putting Cat and Bridges out there? Now, some people say that's going to gut the team. It's a 2-for-1, especially putting Deuce. I mean, the Bucks have to get something out of the deal. But like I said, when you say like that's not enough for the Bucks, I'm telling you, the Bucks, it takes two to tango. It's always easier to trade for Giannis in theory than it is in practice. When you trade for Giannis, you're committing to win a championship now, and if not, your whole franchise is screwed forever. There's a real consequence. Like, if you don't win a championship with him, you just gutted your team, and there's no you're the Bucks. You're the Bucks. You think a lot of teams want to be the Bucks right now? 17-23, fans booing you. So just wanted to pass that news along. We got a game tonight against the Golden State Warriors. We'll see who plays for Golden State. Maybe the Knicks turn it up in terms of the energy, but this has been what it's been. And it'll be funny to see how many people are pivoting off there. It's only January and they can't stomach a couple losses in January. If that's your theory, if that's your philosophy of how to treat this regular season, because if that's your philosophy, don't worry about it. I'm telling you, my philosophy is championship teams build championship habits throughout the season, and the Knicks are not building any championship habits right now. The only habits they're building is losing habits. And it's presenting itself not just in one game, but kind of like every quarter, every other play. This team is not serious right now. I'm not going to crash out. If you came here looking for a crash out, you're not going to get one. But you got a Giannis rumor, and that suffices. I implore you to check out the rest of my videos. Let's get the subscriber count up to 675 by the end of the day. I think we're at 655. So let's get 20 people. Hit up people on your phones. Let's get this channel up to 675 by the end of the day. Appreciate y'all. Check out your Knicks.